Welcome to Class KAS, second episode of Curiosity Rocks. Today we will be starring our very own principal, Miss Bartlik. We will be asking her about her career as an educator and about some of her favorite things.
What do you like most about being a principal? What things do you like to do most as the principal?
Well, I have to say, what I like most about being a principal is working with students. I like visiting classrooms, and I like learning alongside kids and teachers every day.
What is the most challenging part of being a principal? What do you do when something is challenging for you?
I think the most challenging part of being a new principal here at Grafflin has been understanding all that the children need to learn and how I can support that, and also getting to know everybody's names. And when something's challenging, I try to stop and plan and persevere, which means to work a little bit harder to accomplish what I need to accomplish.
What are your jobs every day as the principal of Grafflin School?
Every day, the first and foremost important thing is to make sure that everybody's safe, and I like to make sure that teachers have everything they need to teach you so that you can be the best student you can be.
How did you get chosen to be the principal of Grafflin School?
Well, it was a pretty long process, and there were a bunch of people who wanted to be principal of this school because it's the best school ever. And what happened was I had to fill out an application and then do a bunch of meetings, which were called interviews, with different groups of people in the district that included teachers and other school administrators. And in the end, they asked me if I wanted to be the principal, and of course, I did.
Why did you want to become a principal? Did you want to be a principal when you were young, or did you want to be something else?
Well, I wanted to become a principal because I like to keep learning myself. And as a principal, you really are the lead learner in a school. And I also, at one point when I was younger, wanted to be a newscaster and then a teacher. So I had a few different careers before actually becoming a principal, but so far being a principal is my favorite.
Were you just a principal, or were you something else? Were you a firefighter, a police officer, or a waitress?
Well, I was never a firefighter or a police officer, but I actually was a waitress at one point. But most of my career was spent as a teacher, elementary school teacher, and I taught first and second grade, and I also taught reading. And before that, I actually worked for CBS Radio News when I first got out of college.
Cool. How did you become a principal? How many years did it take? Was it hard work?
It was hard work, but it was a lot of fun because I got to work with a cohort of people, which is a group of people, and we were all part of a program called the Future School Leaders of America, and we went to Bank Street College. It took about 2 years to complete the program, but I think all the years that I taught, which was over 25 years before that, really is what it took to be a good principal.
As the principal, have you ever had a fixed mindset and then come out with a growth one?
That's a really interesting question, Easton, and I had to think a little bit about that. And maybe not so much a fixed mindset, because I think anybody in education has to kind of keep an open mind and you're always stretching your brain. But I did challenge myself and adopted a growth mindset when I decided to become a school administrator because I was a teacher. But then I said, you know what, I want to be a school leader and I think I can do it. I just have to work hard and stick to it. And that's what I did.
What is your favorite part about being the principal of Grafflin School? How does it make you feel?
Well, the favorite part for me is the kids, of course, because kids make me feel really happy and grateful each and every day. I love watching you learn and grow, and it's so exciting to be a part of that process. So definitely I would have to say the best part of being a principal is the kids.
What was your favorite day of Grafflin? Why was it your favorite?
One of my most favorite days at Grafflin this year was Earth Day, because it was so exciting to see all of the students participate in so many hands-on, cool activities about learning, and I loved seeing the animals and the special planting and programs that we had and planting the trees. And the Earth Day was kind of like, for me, how I'd liked school to look every day, because I thought it was really cool. Didn't you?
If you had to switch jobs, what would you be instead of being a principal? For example, would you want to be a doctor or a police officer or even something else?
That is a tough question because there's so many fun jobs and careers, but it may seem kind of silly. I would love to have a bed and breakfast, which is kind of like a hotel that people come and stay and you serve them breakfast and dinner at a beautiful spot. And my beautiful bed and breakfast would be on the beach somewhere, North Carolina. I think that would be a fun job because you get to meet a lot of people and talk to them and learn about their lives. And one of my most favorite things to do is talk to people and learn about their life.
Were there any hard days at Grafflin this year? What did you do? What
do you like to do?
What do you like to do after a hard day at school?
There were some days this year at Grafflin that were a little bit challenging, maybe because I had a lot to do and meetings and my schedule and visit classrooms. But every day is just as exciting, even if it's a long, hard day. And what I try to do when I have a hard day at school is unwind a little bit and take a nice, long walk with Hattie Doodle, and she's my dog.
And now for more about you second. What is your favorite thing of elementary school?
My favorite memory of elementary school was my 4th grade teacher, Mr. Seneschal. He was an awesome teacher, but before he was a teacher, he was a farmer, and he taught us all about his dairy farm and cows and different farming and plants that he grew, and he was very, very interesting, and everyone in the class loved going to school every day because you never knew what Mr. Seneschal was going to teach you.
Where do you like to visit, and why do you like to visit there?
Well, there are lots of places that I like to visit, but there's one place that's very, very special to me, and it's called the Outer Banks in North Carolina. And I love going there because we have a beach house there, and we've been going for a long time as a family. So I have great memories of being there with my own kids, but also I just love the beach, and I could walk on the beach for hours and hours.
What do you think is the most important thing to learn about?
I think one of the most important things we can all learn is to be a good person and to be kind. And sometimes that takes some working together to learn. But I think if we do that, the world will just be a much better place.
What is your biggest wish for Grafflin students? Do you want us to become teachers or police officers or post office workers? Or should we play guitar or soccer?
Wow, that's a long list. My biggest wish, though, no matter what career you choose, is for you all to find happiness and health in your life, because that's the most important thing. And once you feel happy and healthy and you want to work hard, I think you can accomplish so many things.
What is your favorite thing of Grafflin teachers?
My favorite thing and my biggest wish for Grafflin teachers is they to find happiness and have a healthy life, because we work so hard every day, and I know that we get so much joy out of our profession. It's just that they can carry that with them, and I know that our teachers here really have all the kids' best interest at heart, and they work so hard every day to make sure that you guys learn and love to learn.
Do you have a pet? What's your favorite animal?
Well, I do have a pet, and well, I actually have two pets. One is my pet and one is my daughter's pet. But I have Hattie Doodle, and Hattie Doodle is a big golden doodle. She's a crazy, silly, nutty dog. And the other pet that I have is a cat called Bowie that my daughter brought home from college. And Bowie and Hattie actually have become best friends. But outside of a dog, I'd have to say my favorite animal is a dolphin. I love to watch dolphins swimming in the waves. They're the most beautiful creatures. But those would have to be my favorites.
Who was your favorite teacher and why?
So we talked about that a little bit before. I had one favorite teacher in elementary school. I mean, I had a lot of great teachers, but I had one most favorite teacher, and his name was Mr. Seneschal. And I think the reason I liked Mr. Seneschal is because he helped us be curious, and he helped us to pursue questions that we had about nature and about life and about history. And he just made school interesting each and every day. And before he was a teacher, he was actually a farmer. So he told us a lot about the earth and growing and life in general. So yeah, I would have to say Mr. Seneschal, best teacher ever.
What is your favorite thing about Grafflin School?
I'm sure you could probably guess the answer to this, but my favorite thing about Grafflin School are the children. And I think that would be my favorite thing about any elementary school. I really like working with kids, and I especially like working with the kids at Grafflin School because they're all so excited and energized, and they come to school happy each and every day.
Thanks so much for listening to Mrs. Shaber's class and Curiosity Rocks. We'll see you next time.